Now we will discuss enzymes that work upon carbohydrates. So the substrate here are carbohydrates, and all the enzymes that function on carbohydrates for bringing about the desirable or undesirable changes within food will be discussed now. If we talk about some of the applications of these enzymes in industrial process, one of the very vital component of many fruits is pectin, that basically supports the structure of fruits. That's why you can see the tougher structure in fruits such as apple or other fruits, because they would have these pectic substances there, and they add up to the texture of these food. In processed food juices, normally pectin it is broken down, and then it can settle down. So you can have a fruit juice that would be acted upon by different enzymes. The pectic substances may be broken down, and you may see a visual defect in many of the fruit juices, natural fruit juices especially, when they would leave up a clear serum on top and there is a sedimentation. That is a kind of phenomena that you probably won't notice in many of the products available in the market, because they are normally clarified before they get into market, so there are no particles left inside. But there are also examples of natural fruit juices which are not very much a big part of the market nowadays, but these natural fruit juices gradually would lose this appearance or the visual effect that is due to the action of these enzyme that breaks down the structure of pectin, and then this pectin would settle down, and you can see clearly two separate phases in these juices. If you talk about the chemistry of pectin, it consists of longer chains of galacturonic acid. So these are polygalacturonic acid chains, which are very longer molecules. They are joined by carboxylic group. When this carboxylic group acts with methyl alcohol, that would join these simpler units of galacturonic acid into polygalacturonic acid chains, and these chains consist of pectin. So pectin has got this kind of esterified structure. For example, the one that we have in cellulose are made up of glucose units. This happens with this pectin as well. They have got galacturonic acid units, and they are longer units. So we have pectic enzymes that would be acting upon these pectin, and they would be making these product into simpler units depending upon the level of activity of these enzymes. These enzymes may break down these galacturonic chains into smaller chains, or if the action is it goes further, that could break down these compounds into the very much simple compound like as galacturonic acid units. The emulsifying property of the pectin would be lost, so it would not be able to form gel. You might be aware that this pectin is added up in most of the food product. For example, it is added to make jams. Most of the fruit jams, they must be added with pectin, otherwise you don't get that structure of jam, right? So this pectin is important for making that structure, gel-like structure, and when this structure is broken down, you don't find that gel, so the gel consistency would be broken. And same is true with fruit juices as well. The fruit juice would lose this pectin, and it would not be having the similar kind of visual appeal, because it might be broken down into different phases. And these substances or these enzymes also act upon many time on fruits when they make them soften. So sometimes you can see the structure of fruit, especially on surfaces when they are damaged by pressure, or when they are loaded when they are acted upon by heavy temperature or heavy pressure on of other food items. That might break up a little structure of these food, and these little structures, they are effect of these carbohydrate breaking enzymes, so they would break up these structures. The structures become softened. So that can be visualized in many fruits you can see in the market. Pectin is again acted upon by enzymes as well as by microbes as well. There are certain microbes. They can also act upon these fruit tissues, especially, for example, whenever there is a breakage or spoilage of fruit or any vegetable, as you can see, their structures is very much softened. That is the reason, because they have been acted upon by these enzymes, whether they are inherent enzymes or whether they can also come from enzymes, microorganisms as well. These microbes would have these enzymes to break down the pectic substances in order for the nutrients to be released so that it can be consumed by the microorganism. So whenever there is an injury to these fruits or vegetables, that would lead to this kind of reactions later. It would facilitate the growth of microorganisms. It would also facilitate the action of enzymes that are initially present, and the enzyme substrate become together to react and make these final products. If you talk about one another enzymes called invertase, it is also it's found in sugarcane. In sugarcane, most of your sugar or table sugar, sucrose, comes from sugarcane, and this sugarcane would have this enzyme invertase. This can bring about undesirable changes in the sugarcane crop. When this enzyme acts upon sucrose, it would break it down into glucose and into two units. So these units would be actually broken down. So the sucrose content or sugar content of these sugarcane would be reduced, which is not a desirable outcome for an industrial operation where we have to crush the sugarcane to make sucrose. So it would actually reduce the yield of sugarcane crop when the invertase is acted upon. So it is always recommended that some part of the sugarcane is removed at the time of harvest. So this removal of certain parts would reduce the amount or activity of invertase enzymes. So it would not break down these sucrose into simpler sugars, and the recovery of sugar would be higher in case of sugar mills. So these were a little applications of these enzymes that act upon carbohydrates.